Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Like always, guys, any questions, any comments, any questions or comments, just leave it down in the comment section. We'll discuss thoughts, analysis, all the good stuff here on the stream today. If you are new to the stream, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It does really help out. And obviously, drop a like on the video if you're enjoying the channel as well. And make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Make sure you go check out the Telegram channel, link in the description to that, and also at the top of the chat there if you want to stay in the loop with my trades, watch list, and videos that I do create. Feel free to check that out. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have an affiliate link to the broker I'm currently using on IC Markets. Feel free to check them out using the link if you want to. But yeah, guys, welcome back to the stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Forex Fox was welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Alan, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Bohar, what is up? Gold straight away. We'll take a look. No problem. Baba, what is up? SDUSD, we'll take a look. US 30. Afternoon, Elmi, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Adrian's D, yeah, Adrian's D absolutely melted this morning. But yeah, we'll go take a look, see what's happening. Morning, Anus, hope you're doing good. Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, we just hit 7k. We were so close to hitting 7k yesterday, and we gradually ticked over, which is beautiful. So yeah, thank you so much. Road to 10k, almost there. Welcome back, Aodu. Moch, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Yes, congratulations. Thank you, much appreciated. John Doe, Reds in 1 hour. Do you think the high impact? Okay, yeah, I'm actually going to go through the news quickly because we've actually had quite a few news events before I've got onto the stream. Actually, we had some euro and we had some pound news, and we've got some dollar news later as well. I think we've actually got some AUD news in the evening as well. So yeah, we do actually quite have a few news announcements. So I'll actually go over them in a second. Moy, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Joseph, good morning. Richie, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. QA, what's up? HPR, what is up? Hope you're doing good. I've been good. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Richie, watching pound NZ and UNSD. Yeah, I've had an eye on those pairs. I'm not too much of a fan. We'll go take a look at those pairs. Let me actually go take a look at the news 1 second, then we'll jump onto the analysis. But yeah, like I said, we've actually had a few news announcements this morning. We had some euro, we had some pound. Hasn't done too much. Euro is looking a little bit bullish last time I checked. So yeah, we had some euro news, quite a few actually. Like Swiss, Germany, Estonia, quite a few announcements this morning. Then we had pound. And later on today, we have inflation Germany as well, so that's more euro news. We've got some CAD news, PMI coming out later, and also we've got some PMI for dollars, well, at 245. So in about 4 hours and 18 minutes, we've got CAD. 2 hours and 48 minutes, we've got more euro, and 4 hours and 33 minutes, we've got dollar. So there's still news to come out. PMI, USD, CAD, inflation, euro. So it's going to be interesting. And again, I don't really have thoughts behind these. I like to stay aware of the news events, but trying to predict what's going to happen. You know, like I always say, I don't really care what happens really. If the market goes bullish, it goes bullish. We can still buy the market. If it goes bearish, we can still look for sales. You know, all I'm looking for is good trading setups. And if the market presents me a good trading setup, then I'm more than happy to trade it. If there's no good trading setup, then I simply wait. You know, if it's up or down, it doesn't really have too much of an effect, you know, on me. So I don't really care, to be honest. But yeah, I just follow my technicals. If my technicals look bearish, I look for sells. If my technicals look bullish, I look for buys, and simple as that. So yeah, we'll start with gold in US 30. I'm pretty sure they were requested first. So gold, US 30, and the USD we'll take a look at as well, and we'll move on to ADNSD. Okay, so gold. Yeah, gold's seen some upside. I mean, we have seen some weakness in the dollar. I've got a trade on pound USD, which we'll go into in a second, but we have seen some weakness in the dollar, which has helped out gold to see some upside, and obviously we were bouncing at a very, very key level. As you can see here, very, very key level, big support level, big resistance, and now the market is back at the same area. Of course, you know, infamous level, 1800, big psychological level. Now the market is bouncing from here. So I'm actually looking at buys for gold. Not just yet though, still a little bit too early. I suppose a buy here does look okay, but it's just a tad bit aggressive. We haven't been broken through any significant structure yet. Market's still giving us lower highs here. We could still potentially create another lower high to come back down. So I do like the buy because obviously we've got this double bottom on that level. Nice strong break with some impulse and momentum. The retest of that structure can potentially give us a nice reversal to the upside. But for me, it's just a tad bit aggressive for the buys yet, since we haven't taken out significant structure. I want price to create, you know, a couple more higher lows first before I look to place any buys. Because if this level is going to hold, It's a very key level on the daily and the weekly. If it does hold, we'll probably get a pretty large move to the upside. So there's no need to try and get in early to the buys for gold, unless maybe on the lower time frames looking at something. But at least from a full H perspective, I'll definitely wait for some further development before looking at any buys. And again, I'm not really interested in sells. I know the market's still creating lower lows and lower highs, but like I've been saying for the past week or maybe 2 weeks, this is just a corrective mess, and I don't really like trading the market when it's like this. This normally tells me that eventually the market is going to snap bullish, so I'm kind of waiting for that bullish snap first, some high lows to print, then I'll look to see if I can follow that momentum to the upside. So gold, if you are really looking to trade it, the buys do look okay around 1820 on the retest of that broken resistance level. So as you can see, broken resistance, double bottom, nice impulsive break. Might see a retracement back down to that level if I bust open the Fibonacci. So you come into the 0.5, 0.618 zone. So there's some nice confluence going on and around that zone around 1820. But like I said, just a tad bit aggressive. I think if you are going to buy from here, I wouldn't look to push it past that resistance there, because we could potentially form another low high and sell off as well. So a buy from 1820 to 1835 looks okay, but I wouldn't push it past that area there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on gold. It's a little bit too early for me to do anything in terms of a bigger swing trade. If we are going to hold this level, I do think a big swing trade could come. So that's kind of what I'm just waiting for. But at the moment, just a tad bit early for me and a tad bit aggressive. But nonetheless, it's still a good level to buy. I like the impulsive break. I like the double bottom. I just wouldn't push that trade too far. So that's kind of my outlook on gold going into the rest of the day. As the USD, US30, we'll take a look now. As the USD, another dollar pair. Where are you? As the USD, there you are. Okay, so as the USD, big push to the upside. So this one for me, I'm just kind of just staying away because again, it's kind of a corrective mess. It looks like price is starting to break structure to the upside. Again, it hasn't quite cleared that level just yet, very, very cleanly. I'm kind of coming just into that resistance right now. So I'm kind of waiting for more information, because if you start breaking, very, very impulsively and continue this momentum, get back above these lows here, we could actually be looking at a nice buy, potentially a bit of a head and shoulder pattern here to the upside. But right now, it's just a little bit too early to say if we are going to break through that resistance or not. I would say that for NZD/USD, I would have a bearish bias, but the market is not looking for sells anymore. Again, we had kind of similar price action here to gold, very, very corrective on our way down. Now we're seeing momentum to the upside. How far is this going to go? I'm not too sure. If we can start breaking through some nice levels here, then cool, we can look to follow that momentum on the retracement and buy it back up. If it starts to die out, then we might actually just roll back down to the lows anyway. So with NZD/USD, it doesn't really look too particularly clear. I would have a bearish bias because we haven't snapped through structure just yet. If we see another big bullish 4H candle pushing up, then okay, we can start looking to follow that momentum there. For NZD/USD, wait for some pullbacks and buys, maybe back down at this level here could look good. Retesting that key support level, come back into that level at 0.62037, and then from there we could see some nice continuation higher. But yeah, NZD/USD for me is just a little bit corrective, and that momentum hasn't really broken for anything major just yet. If it does, then we can start talking about some buys, but it's a tad bit early right now when we're still kind of rejecting that resistance there. So if that develops a little bit further past that resistance, could be some interesting buys. But yeah, it's a little bit too early, and I wouldn't sell it either. It's just a corrective mess. I wouldn't touch it right now. So yeah, a bit more development needed for NZD/USD. And if I go take a look at US30, US30 was actually one of the pairs that I gave out on my weekly analysis, talking about the bonus pair. And US30, we're looking at some sells and still looking at a big decline for this guy back down to these lows if the higher time frames play out and we maintain that bearish structure. As you guys can all see, the consecutive lower highs here, and the market is still failing to break through this prior high. Numerous attempts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big pushes to the upside, all failing. Now we're starting to take out some key lows. We are coming into a very key support now, I believe, for US30, so we might see a bounce, to be honest. As you can see, this gave us a huge move to the upside. Now we're back at that level again in a very corrective way as well. So we will see a bounce to the upside, but I'm still pretty bearish on US30. Couple levels I gave out coming into the week. This resistance was one of them. And this support level was one of them as well, support term resistance 2. We just about tagged that first area, sold off to that support level. So US 30, I'll probably leave it alone now. I'll probably leave US 30 alone. I want to see price start breaking through this zone with some momentum, and then I'll look to follow that momentum further. But right now, because we are a little bit corrective, we could actually bounce to the upside again. I'm not really bullish on US 30, so it's not really a buy that I would advocate. I'll just still favor the sells, but I wouldn't touch it until we actually return back to 33,200, which is quite a pullback if price was even to do that. So with US 30, there could be some short-term buys here. In terms of confluences, I'm not really seeing much. Again, it definitely could work as a key level support. We could definitely bounce from here. But I definitely am a bearish. I definitely am a bear in this market, so I'd only be looking to sell. So if you want to look for a quick short-term trade in US 30, buys from 32,600 could look okay. But for me, I want to see some more downside and just look for pullbacks to short this thing, because if my analysis is correct, there's a long way to go, and there'll be quite a few pullbacks we can take advantage of on our way down. And these are the trades that I want to be taking, not really just taking trades off support just because it's at a strong level. So yeah, US 30, I want to see a bit more from this guy. It's a little bit corrected now, but if you are looking for some trades, there might be some short-term buys on 32,600. So hopefully that made sense there. I'll take a look at AUD NZD next. No need to worry. Pound NZD, Euro NZD, Pound CAD, NZD Chef. Bunch of pairs getting requested. We'll take a look at them as well, no problem. Andreas, what is up? Hope you're doing good. We'll take a look. Phronesis, hope you are good. Welcome back to the stream. Moving from Birmingham. Oh, I say moving from Birmingham. Morning from Birmingham. Welcome, what is up? Not too far away, just down the road. Hope you're doing good. Jazz Pro, what is up? Euro Yen and GJ View, we'll take a look. Yeah, Yen pairs a little bit crazy yesterday. We did see a big push to the downside for a few of them. Pound Yen, Euro Yen, CAD Yen, CHF, JPY. So yeah, we'll take a look at the Yen pairs because they are looking pretty interesting. Ken, what is up? Morning from Colorado. No way. Welcome to the stream. What time is it in Colorado? Press the like button, guys. Much appreciate that. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please be sure to leave a like and also subscribe as well if you haven't done already. Anus, what's up? I'm buying gold at this level 1846. Whereabouts is it 1846? 1846. Okay, 1846 is up there. Okay, is that your target for gold? 1846.25. Where is that? Okay, so this. Oh, okay, so that. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. I thought you were like buying towards that or something. Okay, so yeah, if price starts breaking above that for gold, then that would definitely interest me because this is the past 4H lower high. This is where we pull back from and had that correct move back down. So if you break through this, that is definitely an indication that the buyers are starting to take control. And if you can break through that with some good momentum, then yeah, I will look to follow that momentum. That's literally what I'm looking for. Give me some nice higher lows, some nice impulsive breaks, and break through some highs as well. And that's what I'll be looking for, because if I zoom out and look at the bigger picture, you can see that this is a very key level. 1800, obviously a key handle, by key support level resistance. You had a big impulsive move. This here could just be the retracement of this impulsive move, and we could actually be starting to see some upside back up again. So if this is going to give us the higher low, there's no need to rush in. If you start breaking structure, give us some higher highs and higher lows, then yeah, I will look to follow that momentum. And definitely if you start breaking these highs, I'll probably start looking for some entries and some retracements. So I do like that. I do like that a lot. Again, the buy here is a little bit aggressive, but it could potentially give a decent trade. But yeah, for me, I think I'm with you on that one. And just waiting for a bigger move to the upside first before I do anything. Anyway, so Pound NZD, Euro NZD, we'll take a look. You said you're watching that, Richie. Pound NZD again was on my watch list coming into the week. I was looking for a deeper retracement for this guy, but it's gone and smacked into my target for the week pretty much. So I'm not really interested in Pound NZD that much anymore. I know the structure still looks pretty clean. We are still seeing a lot of consecutive higher highs and higher lows. But the one thing I don't like about Pound NZD is it's getting a little bit tired now. The market doesn't continue to do this forever. Especially pairs like pound NZD, which in a bigger scale of things is just in a huge range. I know like pairs like Euro USD had that massive downtrend that seemed for like forever, but pound NZD is a bit more of a corrected pair. So the fact that we've already had quite a few bullish waves and some good retracements, and the fact that we're getting kind of like a stretch right now, a little bit overbought, a little bit overextended, does tell me that the market probably is going to have a bit bigger of a move to the downside, maybe actually into my level actually, which I will be definitely interested in. 1.91995. This is the level I was looking to buy from right at the start of the week. Into that level of resistance, obviously we have gone and hit that level now and create a new high, so I will look to buy here. Probably won't push it too far, maybe back into the resistance here on the left, maybe back into the same target. But yeah, normally after such continuous higher highs and higher lows, all in kind of one kind of ascending channel, we're bound to break out of that, especially for a pair like pound NZD, which doesn't normally trend for too long. It normally does hit a brick wall eventually. Pairs like Euro USD and pound USD got a bit more emphasis and a bit more a bit more steam for the trends, but pound NZD, if I zoom out in the bigger picture, you can see this is just a market that's moving sideways. So trends don't normally last too long on the low time frames, because you normally get to a point where the market just decides, okay, it's time to turn around now. And that's kind of what price has done there quite aggressively. So I still do like the buys for pound NZD, but I wanted to come back to my zone, which is all the way down here. As you can see, we're starting to break out this channel now with those higher lows. So even though we have a really bullish structure here, the market starts to break through it now. And this will be my area of interest. If I get the fib from the low to the most recent high, you can see we are starting to line up almost with the 0.618 there as well. So I'll still be very happy to buy pound NZD, but I want price to come a lot lower first. We're trading around 1.92700. I want price to come at least to 1.2 on the 1.92 on the dot. Then I'll probably look for some buys, maybe back into that resistance there. Call it a day. If I can get a nice little 1 to 3 into that, I'll be more than happy with that position there. So pound NZD buys still look good. We still create a larger higher high past this point here on the left. So I'm looking for the next major higher low. And I do think we've got good confidence there at 1.92 for it to form. And since the market is breaking through that trend line, that trend line's kind of been invalidated by now, unless for some reason we get straight back above it. So yeah, buys at 1.92 look good. USD a little bit similar as well. As you can see as well, still very, very corrective, but very, very clean higher highs and higher lows. So 100% still have the bullish bias here for USD. As you can see, the market's coming into this level here, which was a prior level of resistance. Now turn support. Let me take this away so you can see a little bit clearer. And now the market is retesting that level. So there could be some nice buys again for USD, connecting these higher lows there. If the market was to come a little bit deeper, double bottom out at this level, that could be a nice little buy. Again, the market is quite corrective, so I probably wouldn't be too overly confident with the target. Keep it a bit more safe than sorry. 1.715 looks like a good level to target. I wouldn't probably push it back to highs. I know the market is trending, but like I said, it's quite corrective. And typically these type of moves don't really last too long. Could be wrong, but if you can get a decent risk reward to that level, just take the profit, leave a little bit to run if you want to. But yeah, USD and pound NZD buys, they're both very, very similar opportunities. Both coming to some nice areas. So yeah, keep an eye on both of them. I do like the opportunities there. Pound CAD, NZD Chef, we'll take a look as well. Then we'll go through some yen pairs. Pound USD, yeah, I'm actually in a trade for that one, so I will go take a look at pound USD in a bit more detail. Igor, thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the channel, please be sure to subscribe and drop a like as well. Pound yen, we'll take a look as well. Okay, so your target was 1846. Okay, so you're buying gold to 1846. Again, for me, I'll still wait for 1846 to break through before I look to do anything. But the market is definitely looking bullish on the lower time frame. So hopefully we could see price push there for you. 80 CHF, we'll take a look as well. Dance with the Wolves, cheers man, no problem. Just missed a nice trade on oil. We'll take a look at oil, Euro CHF. Last time we looked at oil, looking at a short in that one. CJ, AD CAD. Okay, let me get through some of these pairs. So I'll go through pound CAD, entity CHF, and I'll take a look at some of the yen pairs, pound yen, euro yen, CAD yen as well. And I'll take a look at my trade after. So pound CAD, what's going on with pound CAD? Pound CAD actually had a big spike to the upside. We had some weakness with CAD. A lot of the CAD pairs started to fly. USD CAD, AD CAD a little bit. Euro CAD, pound CAD, all these CAD pairs start to push. And we actually came to a very key area for pound CAD pretty much at the same time at which I took my pound USD shorts. Pound CAD was also coming into the same area, and we also had some really nice confluence into this level for some shorts. I wasn't too sure if pound CAD would actually do this move coming into the week. I did have that area in mind, but I was like, price was trading around here. I'm not too sure if we'd just have a big move up to go and test that area. We might do, but yeah, the price actually did do it, so fair play. I mean, some shorts up there would have been a nice place to short. Again, the market's kind of moving in this very, very kind of slow kind of wedge kind of pattern. We've got a key level of support here, key resistance with the market is just forming these lower highs. And the fact that we've had a really nice corrective move back up tells me that we're most likely going to respect this area and probably start to fall back down again. So I do favor pound CAD to come back down to these levels. Again, best case scenario, we see a push back down to the support. But these areas here will look good for places to take profit at, because obviously we might find some higher lows. So we do have a bit of a bullish trend forming here. Low, high, low, high. Market could do something like this again. So we want to be able to take profit and not leave too much, on the table where price can just reverse against us. So 1.63253 and also 1.625 looks like good areas to look to target and just take profit at. Obviously, like I said, best case scenario, we just see another swing to the downside like we've been seeing here. Big high form, big push, big high form, big push. Maybe another one could be forming around here for another big push back down to these lows at 1.61. And we've kind of just got a really big wedge pattern like this until we get a breakout either to the upside or to the downside. So that's kind of what I'm looking at pound CAD. Bearish buy still with this one. We could be seeing a major lower high form now. I really do like that wick there to the upside. It's a really nice exaggerated wick. Price trying to rally through, failed to do so. Again, it was created by news as well, which is another bonus. Sometimes when you see news kind of rally in one direction and then shortly after all that momentum just kind of capitulate and just deplete, it's a good sign that we kind of fade out, grab liquidity and ready to move in the opposite direction. So yeah, pound CAD for me, shorts look good. So again, entry wise, you would have wanted to enter up there. That would be a nice entry candle there. Nice bearish engulf variation pattern, including this candle with the big wick, and even a hammer candle, a shooting star candle variation as well. So yeah, I do favor more downside for pound CAD. These are the respective targets, and we could be pushing down to 1.61. If you're looking for entries, you would probably want price to either retest that resistance, or maybe, I suppose, a retest of this structure is what price is doing now is not a bad entry. You don't have the safest stop loss in the world, because stop loss like that could get hit for another move back into the same level and then the drop. So yeah, it's not the safest stop loss in the world, but it might be the only valid way to actually get into the trade if we don't get that retest. But yeah, in terms of direction, expecting more downside, looking at 1.61 for pound CAD. NZD-CHF, haven't really been looking at NZD-CHF at all. Okay, big push to the upside, interesting stuff. Could actually be seeing potentially a nice sell opportunity coming up with that big move to the upside, because we can see we are creating these lower highs here. Could be potentially be forming another one to come back down. The market on the higher time frames is still pretty bearish as well. If I go into the weekly, you can still see we are consecutively forming lower highs here consistently, and we've just formed two there. We could potentially form a third one as well. It's a little bit too early to look for sells in my books. I'm definitely thinking into the future with this one. Probably want price to start coming a little bit higher, start showing some more evidence that we are forming that lower high. And there is no particular level that jumps out at me. I mean, this one potentially, 0.588, it's not really a key level. I mean, we did have some nice support there. We broke some good momentum. So, okay, it's a decent level, but it's nothing too significant, I would say. So there's no kind of real level that jumps out at me. I suppose prices, stuck here at this area with all those wicks. But yeah, there's no real level that jumps out at me. I would have to be honest. SCGF's not really a clean pair right now. You can see how the way it's moved is very, very corrective. I do like the way it's had an impulsive push to the upside. I feel like this will probably trap a lot of buyers to the upside. It will actually help fund the move coming right back down again into these lows and eventually these lows here on the left as well. So I still do have a bearish bias, but I want more price action. I want to see more development before I look to execute anything with this one. Like I said, there's no kind of clean trade here, no kind of clean level that jumps out at me, and I don't really have much confluences either as well. So yeah, NCGF I would have a sell bias, but it's a little bit too early for me. A little bit too early. We just had this huge impulsive move. We might see some correction from this and a bit more upside, but it might not last, and then we come back down again. So on these lower highs, we might get some nice trades in, but here it's just a little bit too early. So yeah, keep an eye on NCGF, but I mean, there could be some short-term buys here actually on the retest of this structure before we actually then sell off. So that actually looks like a decent buy, to be fair, because we've got some higher lows now, broken through some structure, good momentum. So yeah, the buys there actually do look good. I still do have a bearish bias, but I think we can probably get some short-term buys in, then eventually could sell off on some more development. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook on NCGF, but nothing there really there for me. Okay, so we'll look at some yen pairs. Again, a few yen pairs getting requested. We'll go through pound yen, euro yen, CAD yen as well. Then go take a look at my trade on pound USD. And actually, I was actually not really too happy with pound USD yesterday. I was saying I wasn't really happy with pound USD. The price actually wasn't quite there. But then I still took a trade. And that's been 2 trades in a row on pound USD where I have been happy with the price action. And then it improves. We get a good entry signal. I take the trade. Twice now, so I'll go into that in a bit of detail in a second. But yeah, pound yen. So wow, really pushing down the yen pairs. Damn, or at least pound anyway. Is that pound reacting with the news? Is that pound pairs just being weak? Pound CHF, damn, that one's falling. Pound USD. Okay, that's seeing some nice downside momentum. Pound CAD, obviously we just saw that one. Wow. Okay, so pound looks to be quite weak here. Pound looks to be quite weak. Because euro yen's not really doing too much, but pound yen is. Anyway, so yeah, pound yen, big push to the upside. We were looking at this one yesterday. It was actually short-lived. So I think yesterday we were trading around here on the stream. So yeah, that's this. No, yeah, around here we were trading on the stream. So price was looking extremely bullish. I said pound yen, still very much a bullish market, still seeing consistent higher highs and higher lows. Still looking for buy opportunities. Then we had the continuation up, and the market came straight back down. And you can see that this move here, was just a fake out of these highs here. So there were people looking to sell here, stop losses above this high. I think this was probably the Asian range here. Yeah, 10 o'clock. So this would be when the daily candle's closing. So Asian range, people trading here. This here was just a big fake out just to take people who had their stop losses just above here, because you can tell by the daily candle has just provided a big wick. Normally when you see moves on the lower time frames and then you go to the higher time frame and you just see a big wick, those moves are normally fake moves just for the market to move in the opposite direction. So this here is the market creating the resistance here on the left, big fake out, market coming back below that same level, retesting the level this morning, and then you get in the trade there to the downside. So effectively it's just a head and shoulder pattern, left head and the right shoulder, and that's basically what head and shoulder patterns are. It's price forming resistance, faking the resistance, get back underneath the resistance, retesting and selling off, giving you the right shoulder, and now we're seeing some downside from that. So that would have been actually a really nice sell this morning. A little bit aggressive, not really a trade that I would take because it's against the trend. If this was with the trend, then yeah, but it's against the trend, so it does kind of go against my rules, so it's not a trade I would have followed. But yeah, with pound yen, we're obviously retesting these structures here on the left, 164, 500, 165 levels that we've been talking about for pound yen. We've smashed into that target. We're having a hard time breaking through, so it looks like we could be into retracement mode right now for pound yen. Personally, for me, I'll be expecting a bit more downside for this guy, maybe back into this area here, or maybe even back into that prior high there on the left. So buys down here do look good for pound yen. Try and take it back up again. if I do whip out the old Fibonacci, you can see we are coming into 0.618 into that zone there as well. Actually 50% was there, so that would have been a nice buy yesterday. However, it was short-lived. Price then came straight back down again this morning with a huge candle, so that's definitely taken out a few traders there this morning, unfortunately. But nonetheless, the buys still look good for pound yen. I would say wait for price to at least come a little bit low into that consolidation there. We've got the nice 0.618 at 162.983. That's a nice zone here at 0.786 as well. Testing this prior high there at 160. Is that 162? Yeah, around 162. So both these areas look pretty good to buy from. But yeah, pound looks extremely weak right now. It's just pushing to the downside. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound yen. Again, it's not really the top of my watch list anymore because it has smashed into the level. If it didn't hit the level this week, then I'll be more inclined to buy pound yen. But the fact that's already hit my target, we're kind of seeing the reaction from this level here to the downside. And it is pretty hardcore right now for pound yen. So yeah, still favor buys for pound yen. Euro yen, nice retest of the structure here yesterday. We were talking about euro yen buys yesterday coming into the zone. Didn't quite test the trend line, but we did get the retest of that resistance and retesting as support there. So with euro yen, again, we do have targets set to this level here. This is where we had a very strong rejection there to the downside and an even stronger one after that. So I'm still looking at 146 for euro yen. And if you're looking to buy this one, you probably want price to at least come back down and retest the area. If the price can do something like this, come retest the trend line, double bottom out coming into this level, that could be actually a really nice buy opportunity. Maybe on the hourly 30-minute time frame to take it back up again, because again, you can see we have placed these consecutive high lows, 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 there as well. The market is taking out high after high after high. So we're expecting this trend to continue until it doesn't, until we start breaking structure. So 143.918 looks like a really nice place to buy from. And the targets I'll be looking at is 146 up there into that resistance where we're seeing some really good bearish momentum from as well, where we could potentially see that again. So yeah, euro yen, bullish bias, pound yen, bullish bias, even though pound yen is selling quite aggressively. Have to respect the structure. Don't let that kind of momentum put you off. If it does come and break through structure, we'll just change our bias. But yeah, you can see the structure there is still bullish, so I have to favor buys for pound yen. Euro yen looks a lot cleaner and just a little bit more steady because pound yen seems to be doing some craziness right now. So euro yen probably is the safer option to look to trade with. If you can double bottom out there, that'd be nice. And again, targets, back to highs here, or if you want to push it a little bit further, you got the 4H key level there at 146 as well. CAD yen, I'm not sure fan. I'm not a big fan of CAD yen anymore, I have to be honest. It's getting a little bit corrective now. I suppose maybe a buy into this level. Yeah, I don't like it anymore. I do like taking buys. This is a really good setup, but I don't want to be taking buys that are kind of a little bit tired. I like taking the market trends when they're kind of started or they're just getting going. Here the market trend's a little bit tired now for CAD yen. I say that because we've had this nice consolidation where the price consolidated for a few days. We broke to the upside with some good momentum. However, it was short lasting and came straight back down again. This is not a sign of a healthy trend anymore. It's a sign that the market is starting to tire. Yes, we could still see some more upside, but if you do get into buys, I wouldn't push it further than that high. Because this is not a healthy move. It's not a healthy move. That's not how, you can see here how healthy the retracements were. Even that retracement, but this is a sign that the market is starting to tire, and we could actually eventually see the market start to take a bigger retracement back down again, maybe even back down to these levels. This is, I was actually looking for a retest of 98 down here a while ago. We may potentially come back down to that level if the support level doesn't hold. So yeah, CAD yen still bullish buys because of the higher highs and higher lows. But that is not a good sign. So with CAD yen buys, I wouldn't be too stingy with the targets. I wouldn't be too greedy with the targets there. Back to highs at best, even back to this resistance here. If you can get a decent risk reward into that level, that could be a nice little place just to take some profit and run. But yeah, in terms of direction, still bullish bias because we're still very consistent with the higher highs and higher lows. So I've got to favor the bullish trend. But yeah, I probably wouldn't push that trade too far. I probably wouldn't push the trade too far. Hopefully that does make sense. Okay, so where are we? Let's go take a look at my pound USD trade, because yeah, pound seems to be very, very weak this morning. Okay, so where are we? M15 GJ like head and shoulder. I think we just discussed that, Agus. So yeah, it's selling off quite aggressively. I think pound just very, very weak off the back of the news. AUCGF we'll take a look at as well. AG CAD we'll take a look at. Oil we'll go over as well. USD CAD Philip, no problem. We'll take a look at Henrique. Naz, what is up? Hi Miko, hope you're great. Can you do check pound USD? I'll go take a look at pound USD now. Okay, so pound USD. So I'm currently in a short trade for this one, and the news seems to be helping me out very, very nicely because pound is extremely weak right now. We did see a nice push to the downside. I'm currently break even on this trade. It did go and hit my first take profit, which was down at this level here. So price went and hit that level last night. So I went break even, took some partials off, and now the news is doing quite well for me. I do have a second target, which is down here at these lows, because this is where we double bottomed out. So first test, second test, we didn't actually see some new lows down here. So this is definitely my second target to make sure I'm banking profit around those areas. And then final target, which was actually where my first trade was targeting, which is down at these lows here at 1.18, 400, 500-ish. So yeah, that was actually where my first trade was targeting, which we got pretty close to. This was the first trade, took in pound USD, stops just above that high, a little bit of room. Targeting these lows down here. And my first take profit area was this low here, coming across. So that's where I took some partials there for pound USD. And then I was looking for a push into these lows. However, the market respected the low there and just bounced right up against me and took me out of the trade there for a partial win. Hop back in at literally the same level. Nothing, magical about that. I just hopped in the same level. Much better entry though. So my risk reward is actually, pretty much doubled. That's a 1 to 2.68. That's like a 1 to 5 into those lows there. So it's pretty much doubled my risk reward with the entry. So if it plays out, it's actually done me, it's actually helped me quite well. Because if it hit the target there, I'll probably make around 2.2 R, because I would take partials earlier, so I don't make the maximum risk reward. So I'll probably make about 2.2 R, something like that. But with this one, it'll probably be around 4-ish. Actually, depends how much I take off there. But yeah, much better risk reward anyway, and let's see if we can go and hit that second target. But in terms of bias and everything, it is to the downside for pound USD. I did say yesterday I wasn't a fan of pound USD. I wasn't a fan because we had this pretty aggressive retracement there, and I wasn't really liking how price was moving. However, when we got that second explosion into that level, again similar with pound yen, price formed that resistance there. A lot of people had their stop losses there. Price went to go and take it out, smashed into the level. That's where I got my entry. It was a good rejection, strong bearish engulfing on the hourly. So that was my entry candle. Then price has dumped back to the downside. And again, kind of giving us a bit of a head and shoulder here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's the neckline. If we can snap through that, can probably expect to see a lot more downside there for pound USD. So hopefully we can see price roll over. Again, it is break even. So, if price does form support and come back against me, so be it. We'll still walk away for partial win, but it would be nice if that momentum can continue. And yeah, I'm just basically looking for us to return back to the support level. Pound USD's had this lovely level of resistance here, where we created new highs but failed to break them on so many attempts. So it tells me that we're most likely going to return back to these lows, then suddenly go bullish and start breaking to the highs again. So I'm looking for us to return back at this level of support here at 1.185. Hopefully we can do that by the end of the week, but we'll have to see. But in terms of bias and everything, I do expect more downside. I'm not really seeing any clear opportunities to get back into some shorts for pound USD. I suppose if it was to come back into the resistance up there, that could look okay to look to short. 1.21, I probably wouldn't short it a third time, to be honest, because at that time the market started to tap into that level a little bit too much, and the buyers are actually a little bit too strong. So I probably wouldn't sell it a third time if it even does come up back into that resistance. Again, I say I probably wouldn't sell it a third time, but then I might do it as well. It just depends how price forms, how the entry forms. Will it dictate if I enter the trade or not? If it's a little bit half-hearted, then I'll probably just leave it alone. If it's a really good entry signal, then I might look to take it. But it just depends how price forms. So yeah, the only meaningful area to look to enter pound USD will probably be back at the highs there. Anything in here, you don't really have the safest stop loss in the world. Stop loss above here is not the worst idea, but again, we could still easily take that out to tap into the resistance up higher to have the bigger sell-off. Stop loss up here is a much safer place to put your stop loss, because you know that if your stop loss does get triggered, it's either a massive fake out or more likely the market actually just wants to go higher anyway. Then we can swap our bias and let's go long. If your stop loss gets taken out here, the market can still potentially sell off on you. So it's almost a waste of a trade. So yeah, I would say pound USD shorts look good, but the only area that I could kind of make sense of to enter shorts, because this is kind of like consolidation now. We've got equal resistance here, we've got equal support. This is borderline consolidation, and if you are going to trade consolidation, you want to be up high or either down low. So with pound USD shorts, 1.21380 is probably the place you want to do it. Yeah, if it doesn't come up, it's probably a missed opportunity. Maybe in the low time frames, you guys can map something out, but for me on the 4H and the hourly, that looks like the best place to get involved with pound USD. But yeah, in terms of direction, looking for a push back down into those lows there at 1.185. Okay, so we'll take a look at, was it USD CAD, ADC, HF, we'll take a look at oil as well. So oil, ADC, HF, USD CAD we'll take a look at, and we'll go over AD CAD too, because AD CAD is actually still on my watch list and we're not too far away from my my area of interest for AD CAD. So we'll go and take a look at that one in a bit more detail as well. But yeah, USD CAD still pretty bullish on. We're seeing some downside for this one, but I'm not really seeing a good entry signal. We actually did get a good retest on the level we were talking about yesterday. So on my weekly analysis, I was talking about this level here at 1.35692, and I said if you can get a nice retest of that level, double bottom out, which we eventually did. Because I remember on the stream yesterday, price was looking quite bearish for USD CAD, but I did say we might double bottom out here, and we did. We actually flipped bullish. That would be a nice entry candle there, some good momentum, and the market actually did rally back to highs. So for USD CAD, I'm still pretty bullish on this one. Still looking for price to push into that resistance down the left at 1.37. It's just a little bit corrective now. So I would say if you are looking to do anything with USD CAD, you want to scale down. Because then you can get into these smaller kind of corrective higher lows, and you don't have to look for anything too crazy, because with this kind of corrective structure, again, like I say, it's not a sustainable structure. I don't expect the market to continue like this forever. So we're going to head to the downside to collect more buys to probably go higher soon-ish. So with USD CAD, buys here look okay, but I wouldn't push it further than this resistance here again. Buy back into there looks okay. Stop loss underneath the level, back to 1.365. And then take your profit and run, really, because like I said, this is a very, very corrective structure. We are still firing wicks to the downside. We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows, but it's not the strongest trend in the world. Therefore, we don't want to ride it too long. So I still favor buys. The structure's still good. We're still seeing some nice rejection around here. I will wait to see if we can get some momentum here on the hourly before looking to enter. So kind of just firing wicks to the upside and to the downside. So it's a little bit messy here. But yeah, in terms of just a really good level, resistance turn support, we're still holding that trend line down the 4H as well. So I do like the setup, but I would not push it further than that resistance there at 1.365. So yeah, USD CAD buys for me still look pretty good, and end goal 1.37 up there, but buys into that, if it's a decent risk reward, it's a decent place to take your profits and move on to the next trade. So yeah, still pretty bullish on USD CAD. ADC Chef, what's going on with this one? I haven't really been looking at ADC Chef too much. Yeah, so it's still slowly rolling over. Again, I'm not a fan of this. It's similar to USD CAD pretty much with this bearish structure here. Again, I want the market to be a bit more free flowing. This is a market that is running out of juice. It still is giving us those consecutive lower highs, as we can see. map it out 1, 2, and 3. Potentially could still sell off again, to the downside for ADC chef. So the sales look okay. We are retesting some support here, term resistance. So the confluence is not bad at all. Actually, it's actually pretty good. But I just don't like it because it's really, really corrective. So with ADC chef, I mean, typically that's how the pair moves anyway. So with ADC chef, a pushback down to these lows looks okay. Stop loss above, pretty safe stop loss as well. If the market is taking out this stop loss here, it's probably because we're going to reverse anyway. So the stop loss does make a lot of sense. But as for target wise, keep it simple back down to these lows. I do have a longer term bearish bias for ADCGF, so I do predict price to be trading down at these lows. Soon, maybe the next coming weeks, but I wouldn't try to be too greedy and push it in one go. I think for such a corrective market structure in the 4H, keep it simple back down to those lows. It looks pretty good. So yeah, ADCGF bearish bias. I do like the confluence there. Retesting some key support. You can see how many wicks the market was rejecting here. Now it's firing some good wicks down on the 4H as well. Into that trend line. Got some good confluence, but just very, very corrective. So a push back to that support level, which obviously lines up with that support level as well. It's probably just where you want to take your profit. If you want to leave some positions to trickle, fair enough. But 0.63 for me looks like a good place. Take the profit, on to the next trade. So yeah, ADCGF shorts does look pretty good. I like the opportunity. If this was seeing some more stronger momentum, that'd probably be a trade idea that I'll probably look to take myself, to be honest. But like I said, just a little btake corrective. So that's what puts me off. Anyway, so we'll go take a look at, I did say another pair, didn't I? Oil, I'll go take a look at oil as well. Euro CAD, I'm also seeing USD JPY as well. You still holding pound USD? Yes, I am. I'm still holding pound USD, looking for it to go and hit my next target. Arta, thank you so much for subscribing, much appreciated, my friend. Gold, we'll take a look at as well, no problem. CAD JPY long entry 99.826. Okay, we'll go take a look at that trade there, HBR. Yeah, we'll take a look at gold too, no need to worry. Okay, so first we'll take a look at USD/JPY and Euro CAD. So another yen pair. Where is USD/JPY? Here we go. Okay, so USD/JPY, again, bullish bias, still pushing up. It's just a little bit too corrective for me. I'm saying that a lot, and probably it's annoying you guys, but it's true. It's true. I mean, that's literally why I wouldn't trade it. It's just a little bit too corrective. I think we could probably get a nice short-term buy though. Just as a quick glance at this market, I like the resistance here. I like the resistance here on the left. It broke through for a lot of momentum, and now we've got some support building up here, which people are buying at. And this could actually give us liquidity needed to come and test the level here at 135, 250 to actually get some nice buys back to highs. So I actually do like the setup here. Again, wouldn't push it any further than that resistance there because we are starting to run out of steam a little bit. But I do like the buy setup. There's good confluence here. Support forming earlier on. Take out that support, coming to the stronger level resistance than support here. I think we do have a trend line running through the market as well, connecting these higher lows. I remember talking about this one on my weekly analysis. So you got 1, 2, 3. Essentially, you could see 4 there coming into that level, and that could be a nice little buy to take it back up into 136,900, which is pretty much the highs there on the left. So yeah, USD/JPY buys do look good actually on second thought. It's not probably a trade idea that I'll go for personally, but I do like it. There's good confluence there. The resistance is there, 135, 135, 300. Retesting that level. We've got the trend line. Suppose you probably fire a nice wick into that on the 4H, and targets, keeping it simple, back to highs, back to where we came from. I was talking about price coming to this level here for USD/JPY, which I still think we can do, but I think you're better off just pushing back to highs if you want to leave a small amount to trickle. To go and hit this 137,500 target, yeah, that's perfectly fine as well. It does make sense. This is it's a very key level, so it's a very, very strong key level. So I do think we can eventually get there. But you just don't want to be in a case scenario where price is looking good, they test the level, you don't take profit, and it comes back down against you. Maybe wants to double bottom before it does push up. So it's better to take the profit, leave a little bit to trickle, than just don't take the profit and just get stopped out and all your profit disappears. Obviously, if you've got a risk reward plan, you've got a management plan, obviously see that through. But yeah, it does make sense to take profit up at those highs. So yeah, that's the plan there for use JPY. Still pretty bullish on most JPY pairs despite the retracement, but they aren't looking the healthiest of pairs anymore. So I wouldn't really push it too far for those. I wouldn't really push it too far for those trades anymore. Excuse me. Okay, so AD CAD we'll take a look at. Like I said, that's a pair on my watch list. So AD CAD oil we'll take a look at as well. Euro CAD I'd say, and Euro CHF we'll take a look too. Moving to gold after Euro AUD, silver. Why did you enter at the top? You're talking about pound USD. Why did I enter at the top? Because that's why I got my entry signal. Oh, that is a heavy rejection there for pound. But yeah, that's why I got my entry signal. That's why I got my entry signal on that bullish engulfing. So that's why I entered at the top. If you're talking about pound USD. But yeah, that's why I entered. Euro USD, AUD, okay, we'll take a look. Ranjan, no problem. AUD, we'll take a look as well. NAS 100, we'll go through some indices too. Wow, how many trades do you usually take a day? I don't really take a trade a day. Again, I'm not really a day trader. I'm not a day trader, so I don't take a trade per day. It's more like per week for me. And it could be like 2 or 3 trades per week, probably on average. Sometimes it could be more, sometimes it could be 4, sometimes it could be 1 or even none sometimes. But yeah, I don't take a trade per day. Okay, so AD CAD there. So yeah, AD CAD, I do have a sell bias for this one coming into the week. Things were looking pretty nice, just waiting on some retracement, which looks like we are getting right now. So AD CAD, where are we? Feel free to follow me on TradingView if you haven't done it already as well. Post my analysis there for the week. But AD CAD, looking up for some sales for this one. 0.92159 was my area of interest, still is my area of interest. And looks like we were tracing and we're almost there. So I'm looking for the next lower high. You can see we're pretty consistent with these lower highs. We've got one over there, second one, third one, fourth, fifth. I'm looking for the sixth. And just basically look to continue this bearish trend. We're consistent with these lower highs. We've kind of snapped out of this kind of wedge pattern. Price had that kind of floor. There's equal lows. You have those lower highs. Price finally broke to the downside with good momentum, which is what I was talking about last week. I said if we can break the downside with good momentum, that's the trade we'll look to follow. Now the market's coming back up. Now you can start looking for some entries to simply go back down again. And I've got targets here at 0.90668. So that's all I'm looking to do with pound CAD, keeping it very, very simple, following the structure to the downside. And down here is the targets, which is into the last major high or low. So if I take this across, you can see huge move to the upside, creating some new highs there, 0.955. And I'm looking for prices to simply come back and retest this support level there. So yeah, that's what I'm looking to do with AD CAD. Nothing more complicated than that. On the higher time frames, we rejected some key weekly resistance here as well. So I do suppose you could probably see a little bit more downside for this one. Maybe even come back to these lows. Again, that's way into the future, so I'm not trying to predict that too much. You know, if we get there, we get there. But obviously, I'm just looking for shorter term trades, you know, intra-week trades, which we can take advantage of for the week, and then we go into the next week. I may leave some to trickle. Things look good. But this is the target here, 0.96, 0.906. Key support we've broken through. That's the level I'm looking to trade from. And we've got some trendline confluence connecting these lower highs. You know, 1, didn't quite test that one, but still low high. 3, I'm looking for the 4th one into that level. This is where I'm looking for some rejection. And targets, I may just push it back down to this low here. Again, if risk reward is good. If it's like a 1 to 2 or 1 to 2.2, then I probably will look for a push down to these lows. If I can get a 1 to 3 into that level, I'll be more than happy just to take profit there and move on to the next trade. There's definitely one thing I've learned from trading is it's always better to take the profit than leave it a little bit more to trickle. It's better just to realize the gains rather than let them flow, because the market's not perfect. You know, simple. You know, having targets are all theoretical. You know, there's many times certainly from last year. I've had a simple target, just back to the prior high, back to the prior low, but the market just hasn't gone to the prior high, prior low. So I've left a lot of floating profit on the table that has just pulled back against me, which I'm just looking to try and catch an extra 50-40 pips when I already caught 150-200. Why I'm going to risk that 150-200 pips that I've already caught just to gain an extra 40 or 50 pips more? I'd rather just bank that profit, and if I want to leave a little bit more to trickle, so be it. But I'm being a little bit more conservative with my targets this year, which again does lower the risk reward, but it means that I'm realizing my gains more, which is just healthier for your psychology and for your account as well. Banking more profits, and it just helps you out psychologically as well, so you don't have too much floating just going around. But anyway, so AUD CAD looking to short from here, 0.922 ish, and then looking for some shorts. Not quite the zone yet, so I have to be a little bit more patient, but I really do like the setup here with AUD CAD, so I will let you guys know if I do get into any trades. You can see some good fib confidence there as well. So if I do get into any shorts with AUD CAD, I'll let you guys know in the Telegram channel down below. So go check it out if you haven't done already. But if I do get into anything, I'll let you guys know. I want to see some good rejection when we're there. Probably some nice wicks, bearish engulfing. And then I'll look to take the trade, stop loss above. And if I can get 1 to 3 there, I'll just take my profit and run. If not, then I'll look to push it into these lows. AUD is a very similar opportunity as well. I think I prefer AUD CAD though. I think I prefer AUD CAD. This is another pair that I did give out on my watch list. But again, AUD CAD, AUD, very, very similar pairs. They pretty much do the exact same thing. So AUD, you can see the consecutive lower highs, 1, 2, 3. Looking for the fourth one, consecutive lower lows, retesting that structure. Looking for the lower high to develop to come back down. But like I said, I think I prefer AUD CAD, so I'd just rather focus on that market altogether rather than try and juggle them both. And they're both going to do the same thing. They're either both going to go up or they're both going to go down. Maybe at different paces. Maybe if there's some news for CAD, something might happen or something. But if you just zoom out and look at them, they pretty much do the exact same thing. So yeah, AUD CAD looks pretty good. Get some shorts up at those highs. Just need a little bit more upside before I look to do anything. Euro CAD, we'll take a look at oil. Let me go look at oil first. So yeah, oil, what's going on? So yeah, some nice shorts down the oil. I think Anis, weren't you talking about shorting oil yesterday? I'm pretty sure. You said you were looking at this level, then you gave out another level like 77.6 maybe. Yeah, back at these highs. I think you were talking about that resistance. It did work out pretty well, to be fair. I wasn't too much of a fan, to be honest. I want price to come a little bit higher into these areas here. Much safer place to look to trade from, because again, we kind of do have a big range, so I don't kind of like trading within the range. So I definitely was not a fan of that idea. But it seems to be working out pretty well. Price is obviously taking liquidity from these highs here and use that to kind of help us get that rejection here to the downside, retesting that structure and obviously retesting that support level there. So it was a pretty key level around 77.6 and seems to be playing out pretty well. So with oil, with this one, you probably want to be in at those highs. Now that price has done that, it's probably not the best time. I suppose maybe in the lower time frames, this trade idea I'm not really a big fan of. It does make sense from a trend perspective. We are breaking through support level, breaking through some structure, so it does make sense for the sales, but we're just within that larger range. So it's just not a safe place to put my trade and put my stop loss. So that's why I'm not a fan of it. Thank you so much, Elliot, for subscribing. I'm not really the fan of it, even though it does make sense in terms of structure. We had a nice double top there, price testing some key levels. It's broken through the trend line, broken through the support level, broken through that structure with that double top there. Retest of that structure could give us some nice sells on good confirmation. So yeah, I do see the sense within it, but because of the area we're trading in, I don't like it. If this was like a bigger downtrend, coming down, then I'll like that a lot more, because I know momentum is in my favor. But momentum's not really in my favor. It's more sideways, if anything. So it's not a bad opportunity. I mean, the entry could make the trade really. If it just breaks above, obviously there's no entry in the first place. But if you do see a good rejection, then it could be a decent trade, but it's not one that I'll take, to be honest. My stop loss is not in a really safe place. I would at least want my stop loss to be above those highs. So yeah, take with that information what you will, but in terms of bias and everything, I still favor shorts for oil because the bigger trend is the downside. So we're still looking at pushback down to these lows. But yeah, I would have preferred oil to push a little bit higher. Okay, so we'll take a look at Euro CAD. Euro CAD looking really, really bullish. Wow, Euro is, yeah, so last time we looked, pound CAD was looking a little bit bearish. And then Euro CAD is absolutely flying. So that tells me Euro pound must be flying. Yeah, wow. Oh, Euro pound could actually be giving me a trade. I did not even see that. So yeah, Euro pound is actually on my watch list, and I actually did say yesterday, because price was trading down here, and I said there might be a scenario where price could push to the upside, take out these minor highs, test my level, and then sell off. And it's actually doing that, and I did not expect price will get up there, but since it's almost there, that is literally what I'm looking for. I mean, coming into the week, that's literally what I mapped out was Euro pound. There we are. So I was looking for some shorts here for Euro pound. See the consecutive lower highs there, looking for the retest of that structure, a really nice momentum. Was looking for price to retest that level and then sell off again. It sold off and actually hit the level first, and now it's coming back into that level, but I'm still more than happy to look to sell from that area. If you can get a retest of that structure, 0.88658, I'll be more than happy to look to sell that if I can get a good entry signal. So yeah, Euro pound could be actually could be a nice little setup. I forgot to set an alert for this one. Normally I'll just set an alert so I'll get triggered, but I didn't set an alert. So if I didn't look at Euro pound, I probably would have missed this opportunity here. I mean, it hasn't materialized yet. It can still break through. It might not even give me an entry. So it's still a little bit early, but yeah, it's coming into a nice little area. So I need to keep a watch on that one. AUD CAD and Euro pound coming to some nice areas. I think those are the two pairs I'll focus on most. Obviously, I'm in pound USD, so I'll be keeping an eye on pound. But the yen pairs, I need to see a bit more retracement for them, and I'm not really too much of a fan of them anymore. So I'm going to be staying away with the yen pairs for now. Dollar pairs, not really a fan of, apart from pound USD. USD CAD's a little bit too tightly knit. Euro USD, not really a fan of this one anymore. AUD USD is not bad, but like I said, I'll focus on AUD CAD, which is kind of its partner in crime. So I'll favor AUD CAD. But yeah, Euro pound is up my alley. It's up my street. So we'll take a look. Okay, so we'll go back to Euro CAD. Got a bit distracted there. Where is Euro CAD? We were just on it a second ago. There you are. Okay, so yeah, Euro CAD looking pretty bullish. Seeing a lot of upside here. We do have a possibility of quite a big head and shoulder pattern. Again, we need price to snap through the neckline. If price can break through that neckline, I think we could be on for a colossal trade, because we've had a very overextended move to the upside. If this is going to print that head and shoulder, you could actually see a really nice move right back down to where we came from. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, even though it's quite far away from forming. But anyway, yeah, EuroCAD, I wouldn't touch it, to be fair. I would not touch it. The market is still quite bullish. The head and shoulder pattern is just an idea. We have not broken through the neckline. We're not even near trading in the neckline. We haven't even really formed the right shoulder yet. So it's still way too early to anticipate the head and shoulder forming. Once it starts breaking through some structure, forming the right shoulder and breaking through the neckline, then we'll start looking to trade that. But right now, this is still a pretty bullish market. We've had this huge impulse. You know, the market might just want to double bottom out to continue higher back to highs. So for EuroCAD, I wouldn't really touch it, because this to me looks like consolidation. You know, if I want to get into buys, I want to be down here. If I want to get into sells, I want price to be at least up into this, you know, area here. Anywhere here is a little bit of no man's land. So to be honest, for EuroCAD, I mean, the momentum is there. We are seeing some good bullish momentum. So if I had to take a trade, it would be buys. It would be buys, you know, because we are seeing that bullish momentum come in. So we could see something like this in the continuation. But to be honest, I just wouldn't trade it at all. We're in the middle of a bigger range, which is just not a good place to be looking for entries, whether you're buying or selling. I always say that all the time. If you're in a range, focus on the extremes at the highs and lows. Don't waste your time in the middle of the range. I've done that many times and wasted a lot of silly trades, just because things might look good. And I do agree. We are seeing some good momentum. We're seeing some higher lows, so the buys do make sense there. But you just got the opportunity just to get wicked to the downside just so unnecessarily, just because you're in that range. There's going to be a lot of fluctuation. This is where the most indecision will happen in the market, in the middle of a range. Range represents indecision, and you get the most indecision in the range in the middle. So that just tells you don't really want to be placing your trades there. Even if you think you've got a good opportunity in your hands, you're better off just waiting for a trending market structure and waiting to trade that. Unless you specialize in trading ranges, then feel free, go ahead. Obviously, you've got a plan around it. Do we need to do? But if not, I think there's much better opportunities elsewhere. So if you really aren't looking to trade EuroCAD, then 1.44346 looks okay. But you're better off waiting for some high quality setup with some good trending market structure. Okay, so we'll move on. Let's take a look at CAD Yen. HPR said he's in some shorts in CAD Yen. Entry 99.826, TP 100.823. We're going to take a look at that as well. USC Chef, Dance with the Wolves. We'll take a look at that. No need to worry. Euro AUD, gold, AUD, Euro USD. We haven't actually looked at Euro USD hyped for FX, so we'll take a look at that one. No need to worry. I know you're not even worrying, so. NAS 100, we'll take a look as well. You answered the question, thank you. Okay, good. Big hammer on silver. Yeah, I forgot to look at silver. I'll go take a look at silver, James. Your thoughts on pound USD? Well, I'm pretty bearish on pound. Hopefully, we can see some more downside. I'm looking for more downside for pound USD, so that's literally my thoughts. Again, I am break even, partials taken, so I'm gonna let pound USD do what it needs to do, but it's moving a little bit chaotically. I'm looking at the DXY as well, which has had a crazy move down, so theoretically we should be seeing pound rally, but I think the currency itself is quite weak, so it's actually kind of balancing itself out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if I was to be completely honest and just look at pound for what it is, it's a messy market, really. It is kind of ranging. So if you are going to trade it, you want to be up here. You want to be up at the highs for your trades, because you got a safe stop loss and you maximize your risk reward, and you get better entries. So you can profit on moves down like this, take a profit and go break even. Best case scenario, price then just melts the downside. Worst case scenario, the market starts to consolidate, maybe find some support somewhere, it comes back and stops us out break even. At least we can walk away with a partial win, or at least a break even. No losses taken. So yeah, for pound USD, if you want to get involved, you want price to come higher, back to that resistance, at least anywhere in here. It's a rangy market kind of. It's slowly falling, but it's more of a rangy market. So you want to be focusing on it at the extremes for pound. But in terms of thoughts, I'm still bearish bias. We are still placing these lower highs, and I'm still looking at us coming back into that low. Double top pattern, failed to create higher highs. This is where I see the market heading towards. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at pound USD. Anyway, so I said I was going to take a look at what did I say I was going to look at? Oh yeah, CAD Yen, Euro CHF we'll take a look at as well. And we'll go through gold, pound USD, Euro UD, and Euro USD as well. Okay, so we'll start with CAD Yen. HPR says got an entry 100.823 is the TP, 100.823. Okay, that's all the way up there. Entry is 99.826, 99.826, 826, 826, 826. Okay, so round about here-ish. 826, around about there. Okay, so I suppose probably out the trade by now, because maybe your stop loss is probably underneath there. Again, it's not a bad idea. I mean, the risk reward must be colossal, because 100, actually no, silly me. That's 101, 800, 108 is back up here. Okay, makes sense. I thought you were aiming all the way up there. My bad. Anyway, so yeah, it does make sense. I do like the idea of the trade. Obviously, we are still seeing consecutive higher highs and higher lows. I'm not the biggest fan of where you took the trade, to be honest. I would like price to come a little bit deeper into this level here, since this is the last kind of push to the upside. You can see, if I should get rid of this zone here real quick, this is where price consolidated and then had that drive to the upside. This is where we grab liquidity with that big wick. So this kind of range here is of more importance. So if I was looking for a trade here, I probably would have entered at that level, especially after such a huge decline like this with a strong impulse. Normally when you see an impulse like that, we're bound to see a correction and a continuation as well. So now that we've had the impulse continuation, correction continuation, now we could probably get a decent bounce at that level. It might not go and hit that level up there, but we might get decent trade into that resistance back there again. If you enter like on the 30 or the 15 minute, 30 or 15 minute, you could probably get yourself a nice little 1 to 2, 1 to 3, back into that resistance there, take your profit and run sort of thing. So I do like the idea. I like the direction there for CAD Yen. I'm still pretty bullish on CAD Yen. If you zoom out, look at the big structure, it's still higher highs and higher lows. So I still favor more upside for CAD Yen, but because of how you retrace, it's just not a healthy retracement at all. This is not a textbook retracement. This is a huge impulse down, wiping out some of these lower time frame lows there. So when you get a strong impulse like that, more often than not, 60-70% of the time, you're going to get a correction and a continuation in the same direction. So if you are going to buy the first kind of dip, you want to be sure that you're managing your trade quite closely. But yeah, this level has a bit more importance. So from here, if you see some good rejection here, we could probably come up, retest the high. But that's about it for CAD Yen. Because yeah, it's starting to get a little bit corrective now, which is not the best sign, especially on the 4H time frame as well. Okay, so we'll take a look at gold. Yeah, gold. Take a look at Euro UD, Euro USD, silver. I did look at silver as well, didn't I? Anyway, so for gold, what's gold doing? Gold's looking pretty bullish. Yeah, gold for me, I said I'm looking for buys, but I'm waiting for price to start breaking through some structure to the upside first, and then I'll start looking to follow gold to the upside, because I'm bullish on gold despite being bullish on the DXY as well, which does contradict itself. But again, as a technical trader who focuses on my strategy and my analysis, I've got to be zoned in on what the market is doing. If the DXY is doing X, Y, and Z, I don't really look too much into that. Even if it does contradict my bias, I just want to be focused on what gold is doing. And then if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm right, I'm right. But yeah, for gold, it's testing a key level, 1800, 1810, key psychological level. I'm looking for some reversals here, since the market has been fairly corrective coming to this level. I'm looking to see if you can pick up some momentum, some higher lows. I'll look to jump into one of those higher lows and take it to the upside. We're seeing some good momentum. We kind of double bottomed out down here, so I'm liking what I'm seeing for gold. We're seeing some evidence that the sellers are starting to fatigue, and you could actually be seeing the market starting to reverse. I did say earlier today I want to see 1846 break. If you can see some higher highs past that, that'd be a really, really good sign. I also did say there might be some nice short-term buys here, because we did kind of double bottom out. That's kind of like the neckline of the double bottom pattern. Could be a nice little buy back up into that resistance. But for me, I'll be waiting for the bigger trade. So like I said yesterday, I do like trading on the third higher low or the third lower high. So if you can start breaking some structure, print some higher highs and higher lows, I'll look to see if I can get in and take some buys. So the setup I'm looking to buy gold hasn't quite shaped up yet, hasn't formed yet. So there's nothing for me here apart from just monitor it. So yeah, I'll let you guys know when something is forming for gold, but there's nothing here just yet. Right now, we're just kind of seeing the first impulsive reacting from 1800. So it's the first sign that, okay, this level could be holding and we might be looking at a reversal. But it's still too early doors to say if we've actually got that bearish structure reverse yet, because we are still printing these lower highs here on the left. As you can see, lower high, lower high, lower high. We could still print another lower high and we could still come back down. So nothing is concrete yet. So I'm just going to kind of monitoring gold and waiting for my time to strike, which might not even be this week. It might take the rest of the week. It's on Wednesday now, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to develop. That might even take a trade. Maybe next week, Monday or something like that. Again, that's just completely theoretical. But yeah, gold, I do have a bullish bias, rejecting that level of support. I'm just waiting for a bit of a bullish trend to develop, and then I'll look for my trades. But if you are looking to trade gold a bit more aggressively on the lower time frames, then I do like the level down here. Retesting that resistance level, turn support, might get a nice little buy back up into that resistance there at 1836. So I hope that made sense. I'll take a look at silver now. Silver, gold, pretty much the same thing. So yeah, silver's still pretty bearish. You can still see silver, correctly moving to the downside. Nice lower highs and lower lows here. So with silver, I'm not looking to do anything really with silver. To be completely honest, I'm not really looking to sell it. It's kind of a bit of a corrected structure, a little bit tired now. There are better sells. Euro pound looks a lot better to me. And I'm not ready to buy it yet either. There's no evidence that the market is about to turn yet. We could pretty much bang our heads on this zone here. We could roll over, might come a little bit deeper, test that consolidation there, and then roll over it as well. So all I can see is short opportunities here for silver. If the market come a little bit deeper, 21.8, that would be a nice little place to sell. Even 21.2 could be a nice little place to sell on probably the hourly time frame. See how you react at that level. Might be some nice entries to come back down again, but we'll have to see how price reacts with it. So yeah, I'm not really too interested in silver. There are better pairs that look has at least more confluence, that fits my plan a lot better. If I had to trade silver, it would be to the downside, because all I can see is consecutive lower lows and lower highs. Thank you so much, Gona Khan, for subscribing. So yeah, I would have to pick the downside, but yeah, it's lacking a little bit of confluence for me. And the fact that I'm waiting to buy gold does contradict itself a little bit more as well. But yeah, if you're looking at gold, if you're looking at silver, sells still look the best bet for now, as long as we can remain respecting that structure. Okay, so Euro USD we'll take a look at as well. If I have missed out a pair that I called out already, just let me know in the chat, because yeah, I lose myself sometimes. Okay. Okay, so NAS 100, AGNSD, USD we'll take a look at next. Euro USD, AGNSD, NAS 100. Okay, where am I? Are you using personally? I trade on personal account. I don't trade it on funded at the moment. AGNSD was. We'll take a look at that one as well. DXY is going to retest 103.7 zone. 103.7. Whereabouts is 103.7? 103.7. Okay, so yeah, that's the second area of interest I had for DXY. So yesterday on my stream, I mapped out two levels, which is 104.600 and also 103.800. Those are the two levels. Those are the two levels that I was talking about for some buys. And I was looking to see if we can get a push back into that resistance up there, 105.300. So I was looking to see if price can push back to these highs as well. We did see a slight reaction. Excuse me. We did see a slight reaction. However, it was short-lived. The market came straight back below with some vengeance as well. So yeah, with DXY, it looks like we probably will sell off back down to 103.800, which is the second level I'll look for some buys at. So I'll see how the other dollar pairs are looking. AUSD, if pound USD starts to rally, I'll see how that one's looking. Euro USD as well, USD CAD, do have some levels, that kind of correspond to that level with the DXY as well. So yeah, 103.800, 103.700 is probably where DXY is looking to head towards. That's kind of the next level. If that breaks, then I'll probably just sit back on the DXY. But yeah, we do have some good confluences down there. So that's kind of where I'm looking for the DXY to head to. So we'll see how, still pretty far away. If we are going to go there, then we're going to probably anticipate some more weakness for the dollar. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking for a dollar to react with next. Okay, so Euro USD, we'll take a look. So yeah, Euro USD, there's nothing there for me, I have to be honest. It's just really corrective. It's kind of the same as gold, really, except I'm not trying to look to buy Euro USD. I'm still bearish bias. I'm still looking at Euro USD coming back down to this support level here. You can see if I whip out the old trend line, the market has broken out the structure here. This is where we had kind of this beautiful ascending channel. Market's broken through, failed to hold this level of support and resistance there, and since then the market's been pretty bearish. So I'm still looking at us coming back down to this low here. Euro USD might want to go and retest this structure and then sell off, which kind of does line up with the DXY. DXY might want to dip down to this level and then push up, which kind of lines up with Euro USD. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for Euro. 1.07-ish is kind of the level. Again, I'm not really too keen, to be honest. I'll probably just focus on Pound USD. If Pound USD is still looking okay, then I'll either look to get back into Pound USD if I get stopped at break even, or just see out this trade. Because again, Pound USD, Euro USD, similar pairs, even though Euro is quite a lot stronger than Pound right now. Okay, I've completely just lost Euro USD. There we go. So yeah, Euro USD 1.07 does look okay. We are still forming these lower highs in the market here. We potentially could form another one and then dip. So that could be a nice little level to look at. Risk to reward is looking pretty good. If I measure that in pips, you've got a nice 200 pip range to work with. You focus on those lows as well, but down to that support, you got about 200 pips. So I do like Euro USD, just not enough to trade it. So the structure is pretty clear. It's just a little bit corrected for me, and there are other pairs that look a little bit better, but nonetheless, if you're looking at Euro USD, 1.07 looks like the level to focus on. Was really nice resistance there, and hopefully you can add to the resistance there again and potentially sell off back down to those lows. AUD we'll take a look at as well. Pound AD, Pound NZD, those are both on my watch list. I'll take a look at. How's Euro Pound doing? Because obviously that was right near where I'm looking at. So yeah, Euro Pound is coming into the vicinity of where I want to sell. So I will be focusing on Euro Pound a lot over the next few hours, for the rest of the day pretty much. AUD CAD as well, it's not quite there, but the fact that Euro Pound seeing a lot of momentum means that it could just pop into that level quite aggressively really quick. So I need to be on point to see how price reacts with that level. If it's a good entry signal, I'll take the trade, something like this on the hourly time frame. Wait for an entry pattern to develop, stop loss above the zone, and then I'll be looking for probably just a push. I don't know. No, if the risk reward allows it, I'll probably look for a push into that level, because the fact that we've had such an aggressive retracement does tell me that I probably don't want to push it back down to this level here. We probably will see some type of reaction from there. So if the risk reward allows it, I'll probably look for that level there. If not, then I'll probably look at 0.87605. But yeah, in terms of bias and everything, Euro Pound for me is definitely a sell, as long as we can respect this zone. Taking out these weaker lower highs here, grab liquidity above that, and then hopefully we can dump to the downside. But first we need to see some type of rejection, because at the moment Euro Pound is flying, and it could potentially continue to fly as well. So I need to see some rejection. You don't want to jump straight into this. This is definitely how people can lose their money with overexcitement. Price can just continue to fly. Take your stop loss, and even if you don't have a stop loss, that's when it could get really, really ugly. So yeah, Euro Pound looking at some shorts, but need to wait for some type of entry signal, and yeah, we'll look to take it back down again. Okay. What's up, Tony Gold? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Subbed, amazing basic teaching. Thank you so much. It's Hasten. 150, only 56 likes. Guys, like the video. Much appreciated, Madder. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to like the video. It does obviously help out the channel. And subscribe if you haven't done it already as well. USD, we'll take a look. No problem. Yen pair's falling. Yeah, they are falling actually. Wow, Pound Yen is having a bad day at the office. It is dropping like it's hot. Damn, that's a big push down. Yeah, yen pairs are dropping. Wow, aggressively as well. Is anyone in any yen pairs? I mean, again, the yen sells just don't match my strategy, so it's nothing that I'll be looking to catch. But yeah, is anyone trading yen pairs? S&P 500, I'll take, so NAS and S&P, I'll go through some of the indices anyway. They do look pretty interesting. The farm is growing. Miko, how would you manage your comments when you will have 1K? To be fair, I have no idea, Anus. I have no idea, because I'm low-key drowning right now. I have no idea. I'll probably just have to like do every other comment or something. Maybe like every other 2 comments, because I'm trying to read the comments and then stay with the chat, even though I'm very very far behind. But at the same time, I'm trying to give in detail analysis as well, which obviously takes time. Of course, still comment chat. I don't want you guys to stop commenting, obviously. But yeah, it might have to be a situation where I have to pick every other comment. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a long time until we get there. Maybe I can just read fast or something. Okay, so I'll do Aiden's D. I was supposed to take a look at that one ages ago, actually. I remember someone talked about it pretty early on the stream, like maybe the first or second comment. Okay, so yeah, Aiden's D absolutely collapsed to the downside. Yeah, there's nothing really to do here. There's nothing to do here. The momentum's picking up, which is good. It's what we want to see. The market's obviously clearly broken out of this bullish structure. Again, like I said, maybe 2 weeks ago, we had this corrective movement to the upside, even though, yes, price is making all these higher lows. It's not really a structure that we want to buy, because this normally does represent this eventually. When it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all kind of in sync like this, it's not sustainable price action. So with Aiden's D, now that we've collapsed to the downside and we've got some good momentum, now we just want to be seeing some retracement back up again and follow that momentum back down. We've got clear support here as a really nice target to work with. Even these lows here will be looking good. Prior resistance there, support around 1.06500 does look good as well. So yeah, I really do like this one. But there's nothing to do just yet. We need some pullbacks. But I like how we've broken out the structure here. Seeing some downsides, some nice lower highs, some lower highs on the lower time frames forming, and now we've just completely dropped the downside. So good momentum, good reversal signs here. Let's see some healthy retracement, and we can short that back down to some of these levels here. So at the moment with Aiden's D, it's something that you can have in your watch list, but it needs some time to retrace. Even if you're on the lower time frames, you want some time to retrace. This support level looks not bad in the low time frames. Could get a nice little short-term trade into that level, back down into the low there, take your profit. But even that, you need to see some retracement. So it's way too early to do anything. It's trading out some support, so it might retrace. It's not an opportunity that I would advocate for buys, but some sales would look good if you can get some good retracement. Okay, so hopefully that made sense on Adrian's D. We'll take a look at, did I do those pairs? Yeah, pound USD, gold, yes. Pound yen, okay, I'll take a look at pound yen. Euro UD I'll take a look at as well. Which is the best broker? I'm not sure which is the best broker, like ever, but I use IC Markets, which has been pretty well for me. I've used it for the past 3-4 years now. Haven't really had any issues. I do have my affiliate link if you want to use it up at the top of the chat. But yeah, IC Markets is the broker I use. No problems with them. Based in Australia, pretty much open to the whole world. So check them out if you want to. I will go through pound AD, pound NZD as well. Both of them, well, pound NZD's on my watch list. Pound AD, yes, but I need a little bit more downside from that one. I'll go through the indices too. We will be his assistants. Yeah, I mean that could actually work, to be fair. Get a few more moderators on. But it will be a struggle. Anyway, so Euro UD we'll take a look at in pound yen. So pound yen, yeah, heavy moves to the downside. It's actually just smacked straight into that level, which we were talking about earlier on the stream. So I said, these, let me get it out of the way. So I said these are the two levels that look good to go long, and fast forward 30-40 minutes, we're actually in one of them. So if you can get a good bullish engulfing from that, it would have to be a strong bullish engulfing, because we've kind of smashed into this level with good momentum. So we want to see a good counter argument to that. You don't want to see the market kind of just slightly push up. That's not a good sign. We've come into this level aggressively, huge impulse, correction, huge impulse. You want to see price really bounce and just push up that would be a nice entry signal to buy. Preferably, I like price to come a little bit deeper actually, come test the trend line and actually test this level here, because there's a bit more confluence down there. But nonetheless, 0.618 is most of the time a good place to look for your entries, and we've also got a good zone here of that consolidation there too. So if we can see a good reverse in price, a good reaction, then that could be a good entry signal. But we need to see that because we've come into this level hard, and if you don't see a hard reaction, it could be a sign that the market actually wants to continue further down. So pound yen, it's at a good area, so keep an eye on it. Naturally, targets, I'll probably just keep it simple. Get rid of this zone here. I probably wouldn't push it all the way up there. I think this level here makes a little bit more sense. Sure, you can look to leave some profits to run 100%, but I feel like that is a more sensible target to have based on how pound yen is moving. These are strong impulsive legs. It might be a sign that pound yen might be forming a top to actually reverse completely. Obviously, it's hard to tell now. We haven't broken for any significant structure. We're still forming higher highs and higher lows, so we still got to favor the buys for now. But the fact that we are impulsively pushing down like this is not the best sign. It's not the best sign. So a push to 164.500 looks like a good little target to have. If things look good, we can leave a little bit run to 166. But yeah, we'll see what type of rejection we can get there. Well, first of all, we'll see how this hourly candle closes. But if we see a good push to the upside, that could be a nice little entry signal. If it's just half-hearted, I'll leave it alone because it probably wants to go further down actually. With pound yen, but these are the two levels that look good. 163-ish, 163 and 162. Good confidence for both of them. But the entry will be important. Okay, so EUR/AUD. So EUR/AUD, I actually like this one. It hasn't come back down to retest where I wanted to retest, but I do like it. We've seen some really good structure here, some higher highs and higher lows. As we can see, pushing through some structure, taking out that low. So I'm looking to see if EUR/AUD can reverse completely and come all the way back to those highs. This is the opportunity I was looking at. Nice correction back into that low there to buy it back into the resistance. 1.59500 the target, which are those highs. And the fact that we've had kind of an attempt to break through the support level and give us that big head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, which looks to have failed. I'm looking for us to return back to the highs. So nice little lower highs, failed to break through, popped to the upside with some good momentum. Looking for the retest of this structure here to buy to the upside and take it back to 1.59. So that was the plan, well, still is the plan with EUR/AUD. It hasn't quite formalized yet because it looks like the market is forming a bit of a higher low here on the lower time frames. It might still come back down and retest the support level. We'll have to see. But that still does remain the opportunity that I'm looking at for EUR/AUD. I keep saying pound. For EUR/AUD. So yeah, I'm still pretty bullish on this one. I like the structure. I like the higher lows. I like how we've broken out the trend line. The momentum looks good. A little bit corrective, yes, but we've got a high probability that this bullish trend here just wants to continue to achieve back at those highs there again. So I do like the setup. 1.56 remains the area of interest. Good confluence there. Hopefully you can go retest that structure and not just fly off. And yeah, targets back to the high that market's printing there, or even that high there as well. They both look pretty good. Obviously that one's better risk reward. So yeah, EUR/AUD buys look pretty good, and a market that I'll be interested in if we come into those levels. Okay, so I'll go through NAS and S&P. We'll go through some indices. Okay, Euro NZD HRFX, we'll take a look as well. Martin, good analysis from Kenya. Traveling with you daily. Traveling with you daily. You mean watching the streams daily? That's good. Good to have you on board. Okay, where am I? Yeah, sometimes I just get lost as well looking at all these comments. Forget where I was. Kenny, what's up? Grade Designs, nope, got a buy on pound yen in the week. Nice, it did fly to the upside, so I hope you made some good profit on that one. In a pound CAD sell, got in at the top by the trendline retest. Yeah, I was actually looking at that pound CAD sell at the same time of my pound USD sell, so I was debating which one to get into. I was focused more on pound USD throughout last week since I was trading it as well, so felt more comfortable getting to pound USD. Both had good confidences and both were pretty similar trades. So yeah, I hopped into pound USD, but pound CAD looked good as well. So hopefully that one could continue to the downside, eventually back down to those lows. But we do have some key targets that do make sense to take some profit at as well. NCT Chef, we'll take a look at 2RK Gaming, love from Pakistan, much appreciated. Good to have you on the stream. S&P Gold we'll take a look at as well. Pound CAD, Pascal love from Rwanda, hey, big up. Much appreciated, my friend. Barry NSDUSD as well, sorry, just came in, no problem. I hope you're doing good. Love from Orlando, big up. Got everyone from so many different places. All corners of the earth, that's how we like it. Okay, so I'll go through some indices first, since I did ask a while ago, Joseph. NAS 100, I'll take a look at S&P as well. Then we'll go through some other pairs, UNZD as well. Pound AUD, Pound NZD too. But first, let's go through some indices. Okay, so NAS 100, I'm still looking for some more downside for this guy. Again, higher time frames, consecutive lower highs. So I'm still pretty pretty confident on a push to these lows. And again, I don't mean pretty confident as it's going to happen. It just means that I've got good confidence. Analysis looks strong, so I back my analysis. It could well be wrong, of course, but so don't just sell it just because I'm confident on price will go down, because there are some times where I'm wrong as well. But yeah, I'm looking for a push back down to 10,680. And I love the lower highs. I like the fact that we have broken through this high here as well, because this is actually where I was anticipating the market to continue south and keep going. But it didn't actually respect the lows here, and it actually went and took out that high. So that, for me, looks like price is just faking a little bit some people out, because a lot of people will be buying here because it's just broken through the high. Okay, we might start doing this. We well could do that. But most likely the market is just taking out the liquidity above that. This is still a major lower high in the market. Thank you so much, Femi, for subscribing. And then I would be expecting price to continue down back to 10,700 and probably beyond there as well. So yeah, still pretty bearish on this one. Looking for good entries to short. I was speaking on NAS yesterday, I believe. Yes, I was. And a couple of areas that look good. This level there and this level here. I really do like the lower highs the market's been printing. 1, 2, potentially could print a third one if you come up a little bit higher into this level there, into that level there, spike into that and then get the move. Or maybe price is just a little bit too bearish. It might just come up into that level, kiss it and then continue back down. Either which way, I'm looking at more downside for NAS 100 with these lower highs. So yeah, do with that information what you will. I think either one of these levels are both good. They've both got good confluence, both good levels of support and resistance, and the structure on the higher time frame does line up pretty well. And for target wise, you've got lows here, you've got all these lows here. That can be a nice target to pinpoint there as well. So it's basically up to you how far you want to push the trade. Obviously, the further, the less likely price will get there. But it's obviously what risk reward you're looking for and your pips and whatever. But yeah, US 100, NAS 100 is looking really good for some shorts. So 12,200 looks good for a move back down again. Long term, we're looking at push back down to these lows, but obviously that's long term. Not expecting trades to be held all the way from there to there. If you want to, feel free, but you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you're going to do that in that case. So yeah, keep an eye on 12,200, 12,400 for some shorts and targets. You can pick whichever one you choose based on your risk reward and what you're looking for. S&P, sort of similar analysis. Again, if I go to the daily chart, you can see consecutive lower highs, 1, 2, 3. And again, price to just pierce this high here, but again, it failed to really show momentum. for me, price looks like it's just forming another lower high to again come back down into these lows, a little bit like what we did here. You know, take out that high there, form another lower high, and come straight back down. Looking at price taking out this high, taking out this high, form another one, and then coming straight back down again as well. So it's basically a bear flag. So impulse, correction 1, correction 2, impulse back down. So that's the plan for US 500 and US 100 on the higher time frames. Taking that information into the lower time frames, all looking for some good corrections to look for lower highs and short it back down again. You know, this for me looks like a really nice level. Even that resistance there looks decent as well. You know, both these levels look pretty good. I do favor this one though. Really nice breakout of good momentum. I haven't retested it yet, so if you do push into this level, that could be nice. Might even have some trendline confluence. It's probably a little bit high, but nonetheless, it's still a really good level. 40.56 and also 40.20. And again, similar to NAS, just pick your fancy, you know, trade back to the lows, you know, nice, clean and simple, take your profit there. You got to push the trade a little bit further if you want to. You got some lows here, some lows there, even these major lows there as well. And obviously you got the higher time frame lows all the way down there at 35.50. So it's up to you how far you want to take your trades. Like I said, the further you push them, the less likely the price will hit those targets just in general. So you're always better being a bit more conservative than aggressive. You know, banking the profit. Thank you so much, Basha, for subscribing. It's always better being, you know, taking your profit a little bit too early than a little bit too late, because at least when you take it too early, you've actually banked something. If you take it too late, price reverses on you. You might even bank anything. So, so yeah, keep an eye on those two levels. But in terms of direction, we're looking for some more downside for US 500. For the indices in general, US 30 was on the was a bonus pair that I was speaking about on my weekly analysis coming into the week. If you haven't checked it out, feel free to go do so. It's the most recent upload on my channel. But yeah, US 30 is actually at support. So this one might see some upside. It's not really looking too good to short anymore. We did see a nice rejection of the resistance. This is still a really nice level. So if we do see a big move up, that would be a nice place to short, or we might just crack straight through the level. If that's the case, pullbacks after that look good. But yeah, indices for me, expecting a lot more downside. Okay, so USD we'll discuss next. I'll take a look at gold as well, since that's been requested quite a few times. USD, I'll take a look at gold. Pound CAD, we'll take a look at too as well. From Ohio, nice, big up. We've got a lot of people from the States on the stream. I think you guys are probably from Trading Nick, to be honest. Stavros, what's up? EuroCAD, we'll take a look too. Okay, first let me go over Euro NZD. Okay, so Euro NZD. So yeah, I did take a look at this one early in the stream. I did say some buys that look good over there. It's nothing that I would push on too far, because again, the market is showing some signs that we are starting to fail to continue this momentum. It's starting to get a little bit corrective now. So although we are pretty consistent with these higher highs and higher lows, you can see how the market's not really seeing very strong momentum to the upside anymore. You know, this was a really nice impulsive bullish move, but since then the bullish moves have been quite corrective and being a little bit half-hearted, and we've actually seen some momentum pick up in the opposite direction. So this is a structure to me that is, yes, still bullish, but I'm not expected to continue forever, and we're probably going to see a reversal pretty soon. We might not even revisit back those highs before we actually do reverse. So for Euro NZD, the buys still look good, the confluence is still there, but I wouldn't probably push the trade further than 1.715. Again, I think you probably can get a decent risk reward, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 into that level anyway. Drop to the hourly for some nice entries, get a nice little bullish engulfing down at 1.69915, you know, that double bottom area there. You probably can get a nice little 1 to 3 back into that level, into 1.715, take the profit and run. So yeah, I do favor buys for USD, but I don't expect anything too crazy from it because of how corrective the market is. So I do think we'll probably break through and come back down. So yeah, USD buys look good, but I don't think we'll go too far with them. Okay, so Euro NZD, gold we'll take a look at next as well. Move on to NZCHF after as well. That's NZCHF. That's gold. Okay, so gold, like I said for this one, I'm looking for the reversal, just not here yet. Again, I can see the reversal in my head, but it's just not there on the screen yet. It needs to develop. It's still a little bit too early. The bearish structure is still present. So if you did watch my weekly analysis, you understand that I'm looking for the buys there, since that's a key level. It's a good level we could reverse from, but it's just still too early to decipher if we're actually going to reverse or not. We could still come back down. I'm pretty still bullish on the dollar. You know, my analysis could be wrong. We could actually end up going further back down again. We could form a lower high, maybe double top it and reverse. So I need price to start breaking through some resistance. I did point out a nice buy opportunity down here at 1820 on the low time frames, back to that resistance. Again, the structure is still down, so it is a bit more of an aggressive trade, because although yes, we have double bottomed, we haven't actually broken for any significant structure, and apart from that double bottom, we haven't actually formed any significant higher lows either. So the buy in 1820 is definitely aggressive, but if you can hold that support, we could probably get a nice move back to the highs. But again, that's about it. How far you want to hold the trade, because again, we might kiss the level, double top, and then reverse back down again. The market is still bearish, and we've got to show respect to the direction the market is moving in. So yeah, gold for me, I'm bullish bias, not necessarily because the market is bullish yet, but because that's the direction I want to be trading in. We've had a very corrective move to the downside, testing a very key level, daily, weekly level here at 1800, 1810. So I'm waiting to see if there is a reversal. If there isn't a reversal, price still falls. You know, I'm not too bothered, not really focusing on shorting gold. If you are looking at shorting gold, 1846 could be a nice little level to do so. It's a quite corrective market, so the shorts aren't really that good anyway. There are better pairs. Like, I think I'll probably prefer trading Euro USD, even though that's quite corrective as well. You know, at 1.07, I would much rather short that than gold, to be honest. But if you're looking at trading gold, if you're looking for shorts, keep in mind 1846. If you're looking at longs, then 1819, 1820 looks pretty good as well. But I wouldn't touch it where it is right now. It's not really a level of interest for me. So yeah. Okay, so we'll go on to pound CAD. A couple requests for that one. So yeah, pound CAD we'll take a look at. Euro CAD as well. AUD CAD is coming into the zone to keep an eye on the sell. Yeah, Euro pound and AUD CAD I will be keeping an eye. Yeah, AUD CAD is starting to push, which is a good sign. So hopefully you can come a little bit deep into that zone, spike into the 0.618 fibs, spike into the trend line, see a good little wick rejection. I'll be more than happy to look to short that guy back down again. Keeping it simple. If I can get 1 to 3 into these lows, I'll just short it into those lows there. And Euro pound as well, I'll be keeping an eye on that one as well. That one's trading in my zone. Need to wait to see what type of rejection we can get from this one. Looking for lower high, retest that level, and shorts back down again. So Euro pound and AUD CAD are both on top of my watch list. Pound SD looks good. It's come into the zone quite heavy, so I need to be careful on this one. It's a very, very heavy move. So I'm gonna see how we react to the level. If it's not to a high quality, I will just let it be, because this is a heavy move. It's not really a healthy type of retracement. This is price almost just saying, you know, I don't want to go up anymore. I'm completely reversing. I might correct and continue back down lower. So, and the fact that pound NZD is just in a huge range as well, it is not really the best either. So with pound NZD, this is still an area of interest for me. I still like the buys, but it's a huge sell-off. So I need to see how price develops at that level, and if it isn't to a high quality, then I'll let it be. But yeah, AUD CAD and Euro pound are still at the top of my watch list, and obviously I'll be managing my pound USD shorts as well. AUD looks alright as well, but I think prefer AUD CAD, and pretty similar trade, so I'll just focus on AUD CAD for now. Anyway, pound CAD. So yeah, pound CAD still bearish bias. Like I said, if you're looking to get involved with pound CAD, you know, you can see the lower highs here are pretty nice. We've got one there, second one there, and potentially a third one here as well. I really do like the big wick to the upside, really exaggerated, spiking through, pull back down, nice shift in momentum with that big bearish candle. So if you are looking at trading pound CAD, sells back up there do look good. So if you can double top it, you get the first test, second test, look for the entries there, trade to the downside, stops above the wick. I do think that looks like a really nice opportunity, and targets here as well. You don't have to push it all the way down to 1.61. But in terms of entries, this is the safest place to enter. I did say, if I just delete some of this, I did say a trade idea on the retest of this resistance here looks okay, but the stop loss is just not in a safe place. You know, stop loss above the wick there, you run the risk of price taking out that wick to tap into the zone to sell. So it's not the safest place for the old stop loss. But it might be the only trade we get because the price doesn't necessarily have to come up and retest that resistance in the trend line. It could just fall. So it's a tricky one because you want to make sure you're taking quality trades. But obviously you have to fight the urge or fear of missing out because you might not get that test and it might drop. And that's just a part of trading. You know, I think you'd be more upset if you get into the trade, get stopped out, and then you see price just tap into the zone there and then drop, because you think, okay, I should have just waited in the first place. So yeah, pound CAD would have been a nice little entry signal yesterday. If you're not in the trade you want to get in, then you want price to come back and retest it. And targets, you got to pick of the bunch here. Obviously this low looks pretty good, but you know, these lows you probably can get some decent risk reward into them anyway. EuroCAD. Okay, so I'll finish up on EuroCAD. I'll go through some of the pairs and I'll watch this as well before I wrap up. But I will be live again tomorrow, guys. So hopefully I do see you guys on the stream. What percentage do you risk per trade? I risk 1%, 1% per trade. Keep it nice and simple. Again, it's all about managing, because like 1%, you know, it's not too big, it's not too small. But you know, you could easily, if you're seeing good results, you can easily bump it up to 1.5 or 2%. But it's all about the psychology. You know, can you manage that 2%? Because if you take 5 losers in a row, instead of being down 5%, you're down 10%. It's a big difference. But yeah, 1% is how much I risk. And if you're just starting out or you're looking for a general number to risk, 1% is always a good one. If you need to risk less, obviously risk less. But 1% is a good little number to use. Okay, so EuroCAD, we just discussed EuroCAD early in the stream. I said I didn't like it because it's kind of within a big range, and yeah, it's like within a big range, so I don't like it at all. I did say there might be a nice little buy there if you're really looking to trade EuroCAD and the retest of that resistance, because we are forming these higher lows here, so it does have some, you know, some sense here, breaking through structure, good momentum there to the upside. The retest of that level does look okay, but it's just within the range here, and I want to be focusing my trades at the highs or at the lows, not in here. This is where the maximum indecision is. So this is a no man's land, no trade zone for me. But if you want to trade it, it could still be a profitable trade. It's not that it won't work. It's just that it's not a good area. So yeah, EuroCAD longs look okay at 1.444. But yeah, you're better off waiting for price to get to higher up levels, look for some shorts, or further down. But anyway, guys, we have come to the end of the stream. It's gone pretty quick. I've been so occupied reading the comments and just trying to keep up. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the stream, guys. Like I said, I'll be managing pound USD. Again, I think dollar is still pretty weak, so pound USD is actually doing a pretty good job staying bearish quite. So yeah, it's actually done a pretty good job. Pound's been quite weak, starting to bang its head on this support level, which was my first TP. This was TP1, TP2, TP3. So price is banging its head. Well, yeah, it's starting to fail to break that support level. So I'll be keeping an eye on it. Obviously, stop loss is break even. So if price does decide it wants to go up, yeah, so be it. If it wants to go down, then happy days. I'll keep you guys updated how I manage the trade. So if it does take me out of the trade, I'll let you guys know. If it does hit the second target, I'll let you guys know as well on the Telegram. Euro Pound and AUD CAD both look really good and both kind of right next to my areas of interest. So I'll be focusing them on a lot. I'm not sure if I'll take both of them at the same time. Actually, it depends. It depends how good they look. But they both look pretty good. So I'll be monitoring both, looking for some shorts. I've got some eyes on Euro UD, although I'm not too sure I'll get an entry on that one as well. I'm looking at some of the yen pairs, but yeah, I probably will stay away unless I get some really good entry signals. I probably will stay away. And yeah, pound NZD with that retracement, I'll need to see some really good entry signals and some good rejection, because that's a heavy drop. So I don't want to be the person that tries to catch the reversal of this. Yeah, it could bounce, but it might just do a slight push up, get people excited, and then crash back down again. So I want to see some good development there. And thank you so much, Derek, for subscribing. But anyway, I will let you guys know if I do get into any positions on the Telegram. So feel free to check it out. Links in the description to that. I will be live again tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. UK time. So I hope to see all you guys there. If you haven't done already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed the channel, enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the content. And please do leave a like as well if you do like the content. It does really help out the channel as well. So yeah, guys, I will catch you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for moderating the stream. Much appreciated. Anis, thank you so much for coming to the stream as well. Madda, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Rafiq, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Love from India. So yeah, guys, have a fantastic day. I'll let you guys know if anything goes down in the charts for myself. If not, I'll speak to you all tomorrow.